The cameras were rolling, the questions were sharp, and then Denzel Washington leaned in, his voice low but uncheckable. "Enough," he said. The studio froze. The audience held its breath, and what happened next made live television history. It was meant to be another headline-making conversation, a primetime interview designed to peel back the layers of one of Hollywood's most private stars. Instead, what unfolded on live television left the studio in stunned silence, sent shockwaves across social media, and gave audiences around the world a moment they'd replay for days. Denzel Washington, the man known for his poise and quiet authority, finally saying enough. Piers Morgan, notorious for his aggressive interview style, had promised viewers the real Denzel in what he billed as the most revealing sit-down of the year. From the moment the lights came up, the atmosphere was electric. Piers wasted no time diving headfirst into questions about fame, Hollywood's moral decay, and the pressures of life under the spotlight. His voice carried the sharpness of a man looking for cracks, his interruptions cutting across Denzel's answers with surgical precision. At first, Denzel handled the pressure with his usual grace. Calm and composed, his deep, deliberate voice filled the studio, each answer layered with the wisdom of decades spent navigating the highs and lows of fame. But as Piers pressed harder, his questions edging from curious to confrontational, the energy shifted. Audience members shifted uneasily. In their seats, sensing the growing tension, "Hollywood thrives on hypocrisy," Piers jabbed. "You've worked in this industry for decades, Denzel. Are you saying you're unaffected by it, that none of it bothers you?" Denzel began to respond, speaking about personal responsibility and the importance of staying true to one's principles. When Piers cut in sharply, his voice rising, "So, you're admitting that Hollywood's corruption doesn't faze you, that you're willing to turn a blind eye?" For a brief moment, there was silence. Denzel leaned forward, his expression unreadable, his gaze fixed on Piers. When he spoke, his voice was quiet, so quiet that the room seemed to hold its breath. "Enough," he said. The single word landed with the force of a hammer. The audience gasped, a ripple of shock moving through the studio. Even the cameras seemed to hesitate, zooming in instinctively as if to capture the gravity of the moment. Denzel didn't stop there. "You brought me here to speak, not for you to twist my words," he continued, his tone steady yet charged with a quiet intensity. "If you really want the truth, then let me speak it. But if all you're looking for is a headline, then this conversation ends now." The applause began hesitantly, two claps that quickly grew into a wave. Piers, momentarily thrown off balance, opened his mouth to retort but stopped, the practiced confidence that had disarmed countless guests faltering under Denzel's unwavering stare. The next few moments were unlike anything the audience or Piers had expected. Denzel spoke uninterrupted, his words carrying the weight of a man who had spent his life standing firmly in his convictions. He talked about the responsibility that comes with influence, the courage required to hold on to one's integrity when the world demands compromise, and the danger of living for the approval of others. "People today are desperate to control the narrative," Denzel said, his voice gaining strength. "They bend words, twist truths, and build headlines out of half-statements, but the truth? The truth doesn't need anyone's approval. It stands whether you like it or not." The audience erupted in applause, many rising to their feet. Piers sat back, visibly unsettled, his trademark smirk replaced by something rarely seen on his face, hesitation. For the first time, the relentless interviewer found himself on the defensive, behind the cameras. Producers exchanged hurried glances, fully aware they were witnessing the kind of unscripted, electric moment that makes television history. Clips of the exchange would flood social media within hours, hashtags trending worldwide as viewers debated what they had just witnessed. By the time the segment wrapped, the atmosphere in the studio had shifted completely. What began as an attempt to corner Denzel had transformed into a masterclass in composure under pressure. As the credits rolled, the audience remained on their feet, still applauding, many reaching for their phones to record the man who had, with a single word, silenced a room and shifted the balance of power. Later that evening, the internet exploded with reactions. Fans praised Denzel's dignity and refusal to be manipulated. Critics hailed the moment as a rare instance of truth breaking through the noise of manufactured controversy. One comment, repeated thousands of times, captured the sentiment best. Piers wanted a viral moment. Denzel gave him one, just not the one he expected. In the days that followed, the clip racked up millions of views, igniting conversations about integrity, the role of media, and the quiet strength it takes to say enough when the world pushes too far.